Hey investors, it's DT Crypto back with a new video. This video will be about Bitcoin and how it will facilitate the great wealth transfer. So I'm going to bring this concept to you through the Daily Hodl, which is an online article. And the title of this article is called Messari CEO says Bitcoin is digital gold. $30 trillion in wealth transfer heading to Bitcoin. Now, this article is a bit dated, but the idea of it, of course, is timeless, right? So, basically, as we know, baby boomers, or if you're a millennial, your parents, probably in the next between 10 to 20 years, will be reaching retirement age or past that even, and therefore, inherited wealth will be transferred over to millennials. So this will be called the Great Wealth Transfer, because millennials should be inheriting or being passed down any type of asset that their parents before them may have been holding. It's been estimated that there's $30 trillion worth. Now, as millennials are of the digital era, and they do not typically follow in line with the traditional values of investing or finance like their predecessors, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is pretty much the new way of investing and finance. Of course, you can try to argue that or debate that, but it's not really much to argue or debate when you do look around and see the infrastructure being built and how it's being integrated into our financial system with the Fidelities, the E-Trades, the NASDAQs, all the brokerages that are actually allowing Bitcoin trading, and the fact that it is a trustless and decentralized money network or money system. All right, so let's get into it here, and I'm going to quickly read this article and give my thoughts on how this will make this can give anyone the opportunity to be a benefactor of the great wealth transfer. In a new interview on Bloomberg Markets, Ryan Selkis, founder and chief executive officer of crypto research firm Messari, outlines Bitcoin's latest trajectory and addresses the fundamentals behind its recent price spike to 5,000, which again, this article is dated. Bitcoin is now, I want to say, priced a little below 8,000. And this article was about, I want to say, less than about a month old. I think, now this is what the CEO, or this is what Ryan Selkis, founder of Messari, says. I think where we are right now is similar to where we were in 2016. There's a lot of optimism behind the scenes in retail investment circles, and especially in institutional investment circles. And there are three things that we look at in terms of long-term drivers. One is this generational rotation of gold into digital gold, which is Bitcoin, which could be $30 trillion asset rotation in general as millennials inherit their parents' savings. And there is this wealth transfer. If a fraction of that does end up funneling into crypto assets, you're talking about a potential spike in valuations. This is a multi-decade play. More near term, you're seeing a lot more institutional interest, Fidelity, the New York Stock Exchange, and ICE. A number of other very deep-pocketed, well-funded companies are offering institutional-grade tools that will finally allow professional investors to exit the space and make large investments similar to the one that we saw last night. In the 2017 run-up, you saw multiples of realized value entering the Bitcoin asset in particular, and you saw that across assets, so I tracked that. And it's finally come back to balance, and we've seen it start to accelerate in recent weeks. And we'll go further here. Selkis says that the transactional element of crypto that's fueling the market is less about payments and more about collateralizing the asset class. So he goes on to say, this is probably the third tailwind that we see now, this emergence of a crypto lending market. Instead of this being dead assets, you can actually lend against it and use it as collateral. And we've started to see groups like Genesis Capital here in New York that's originated $1 billion worth of loans in 2018, as well as more retail-focused applications such as Maker, BlockFi, also in New York. So the billion-dollar question is scalability after Ethereum choked on CryptoKitties. And so this is going into a little bit in depth here. I don't want to lose you all because this video is targeted to people who are new to cryptocurrency and who are looking to get a general understanding of its relevance, right? Especially in specific Bitcoin. So Bitcoin does have the capability of being a collateralized asset as well. There are companies that are lending it for cash, right? There are companies that are actually lending cash for Bitcoin, right? And so they're using that as collateral, and they're actually profiting with interest from what they lend. Now, my point of this in the great wealth transfer is that there are many, from what I understand, personal experience and just seeing how things play out, and a lot of things that's going on in the news economically. A lot of people are not doing very well, as far as financially. I think it was a great number. I want to say close to 50%. They said and I don't know the demographic for the life of me. I don't know if it was millennials or just Americans in general that were living paycheck to paycheck. So, and some do not have the luxury of predecessors who do hold a healthy savings account, any type of inheritance or assets that they're able to pass down to their children. They're just trying to make it by as well. Now, these people have probably in their minds already opted out. These millennials who come from this background have already opted out from even being considered for that genetic lottery or that inheritance, that great wealth transfer that is to come in the coming years. Now, what this article highlights is that with Bitcoin being recognized as digital gold, right? Being recognized as something globally that the world will come to terms as the only thing that can sustain or increase in value over time because it's not subjected to inflation, is demand for a decentralized and the public ledger that it offers on transactions. That will remain steady and even increase over time, and its supply will decrease. And this will help it appreciate over time, making it a more appealing asset than gold in the long term. Now, as millennials find themselves basically inheriting this new wealth, they will then likely, with the accessibility of Bitcoin and with everything that we're seeing around us that's slowly being gravitating towards Bitcoin, a lot, they say even if 1%, from what I understand, from what I read in another article, even if 1% of that 30 trillion gets into cryptocurrency or gets into Bitcoin, this will dramatically increase the market value of Bitcoin. So what I say is this: the great wealth transfer will facilitate millennials having this money and looking to invest it, looking to keep it somewhere where they are going to get good or decent returns. And with the way the economy is going, at the rate of inflation, over time, it can tend to lose value in savings accounts, CDs that are lowering interest rates as time goes along. And with gold, there's not much you can do with it transactionally, okay? There's not even enough gold to go around for everyone. So this leaves a new digital era that millennials are already connected to. And with Bitcoin, this could help make a lot of folks who don't have the opportunity to, or who don't have the who are not fortunate to be a benefactor from the great wealth transfer, they can be so indirectly through Bitcoin. So I don't know if I conveyed that clearly or not, but it is something to think about if you did get it, and I hope you did. This is something that is real. It is happening, and I just wanted to share this. And this is a article that helps to bring that to light. So that's pretty much what I have. Excuse me. And I want to thank you all for listening. Please like, subscribe, do what you have to do to share this video as well to anyone that you think helps. And I also will be having my Bitcoin ebook coming out, and I'll be coming very, very soon. And this will serve as safety rails, if you will, or some guardrails towards helping those for the first time, just help them, guide them through Bitcoin if they haven't even put one penny into Bitcoin yet, because it gives some of my real, my experiences from the past few years of investing that I wish I had known prior, and that would have left me, I want to say, a lot further along with my investment in crypto. So that'll be coming very soon, and I'm very excited about it. And that's it. Thank you all for listening. Till next time, it's DT Crypto. I'm out.